Black Ops 7 multiplayer reveal is going to be coming up pretty soon here, and depending on how that goes could make or break the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back today for another video. My name's Stevious, and today we are talking about Black Ops 7 and all the multiplayer offerings. If you're new to the channel, drop a like, hit that sub, and turn notifications on. It's much appreciated. And with that being said, let's dive right into it. Black Ops 7 was revealed on August 19th, 2025, and the details that we got raised a lot of questions. For some, this game looks pretty promising, and for others, not so much. It's fair to say with the current sentiment in the Call of Duty community, they're not really winning any awards right now. Nobody's happy with the bundles or, the skill-based matchmaking. Go figure, that's been the common thread for so long. I'd say just the fact alone that it seems they care more about the store than they actually do about the game. And then there are those who are actually genuinely excited about the game. Now, I will go ahead and say that they are probably, for right now, in the minority. That might change once the game is officially revealed, as far as the multiplayer anyway. Once that happens, we might see a change in the numbers of the excitement. We might not. We're gonna have to really wait and see. With that being said, we do have some initial details surrounding the game, but we still have to wait for the official multiplayer reveal that's going to take place on September 30th at COD Next. That event is going to give us an extended look at the multiplayer offerings. It's going to show a full debut of everything going on with the Zombies mode, probably some more details surrounding the campaign, and then we're going to have more details for the upcoming open beta that's going to begin on October 2nd. So what do we know about Black Ops 7? What is confirmed about this game? We know there's going to be a new mechanic called Overclock. This is something that actually could be pretty interesting. Last time we saw anything like this was in Advanced Warfare, and for those of you who don't remember, in that game you had the ability to customize your score streaks, which is very similar to what they're describing here. If overclocking works anything like it did to something similar in Advanced Warfare, where you were adding attachments to score streaks and whatnot, what it really is, in short, is it's just a way to give a weaker player the ability to get a hold of stuff that normally they couldn't get in previous games, while other players have the ability to really just rain in Hail Marys on people because they're able to get those higher score amounts. And we will have to wait and see, though, if that is what it's going to be, or if it actually is something new and cool. Except this time, it's just not limited to score streaks. It's also going to be on field upgrades and your equipment as well. Now I want to address the elephant in the room. We all saw the wall jump. We all saw the boost jump that was supposedly limited to the campaign. The first thing that I thought when I saw the wall jumping and the boost jumping halfway across the air shooting the players was this game was, if it's not already, was initially intended to be advanced movement. If that's not what it is, that's what it was intended to be. I'm convinced of that. And I think with Battlefield 6 just really kicking their ass right now, that they just backpedaled it and took the feature away. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, I don't know, but I really think that advanced movement was the initial idea for Black Ops 7. So before I say anything else on that, I want you guys to drop your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do you miss advanced movement, aka jetpacks, boost jumping, wall running, whatever you want to call it? Do you miss these mechanics in Call of Duty? Here's a better question. Have you even been playing Call of Duty long enough to even remember when these mechanics were actually in the game, back all the way in Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare? If I'm being completely honest, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I kind of miss it. The jetpack era had some really solid moments. It really did. Black Ops 3, for example, is one of the most beloved Call of Duty games out there, and you can't praise Black Ops 3 and then have a problem with jetpacks. That whole mentality just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So definitely pour your thoughts out on that. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And guys, that brings us to the guns. They're saying there's going to be like 30 to 32 guns, somewhere in that ballpark, that are going to be in the game at launch, and 16 of which we've actually never seen before. As far as the guns go, though, I don't know which all are the ones that it looks like they're going to be in the game, but it did look like we're going to see the M8A1. That's going to be there. The Peacekeeper's going to be there. The DSR looks like that's something I think I saw there, but just under a different name. There's also a new feature that you're gonna be able to share your build with a code that you can just pass around all willy-nilly. So if anybody sees your loadout on your build, and they're gonna be able to just copy and paste it, you can share that code, and then you can hook everybody up with your build. So that's gonna drive all those guys looking for the ultimate meta. They're gonna be able to do that now, so much simpler. I will throw out there, that is one of the awesome perks about having guns that are in the futures, because they can get very, very creative with it. Now, I don't know how many of you guys out there have actually played Black Ops 2, but you know, one of the big complaints that was in Black Ops 1 and MW3, and I mean the original MW3, was campers. I mean, nobody likes campers. No one's ever liked campers. But back in the day, it was actually like a real issue. So back then, when they actually cared about the game, they really tried to balance the game out. So if there was something that wasn't working, they would come up with a counter for it. For example, back in Black Ops 1, the big complaint that people had, since the most prominent mode at the time was Team Deathmatch, people would always camp too much. They'd call in a bunch of streaks and they'd win the game. To counter that, they came up with Kill Confirmed, and so you actually had to go collect tags in order to win the game. Well, the same thing with campers, and it came to do with the guns and the tech. You know, one of the things that there was this attachment that lets you see through walls. It was an awesome thing, and it wasn't anything crazy. It just kind of did a sweep, and if you were pointing it at the wall, once it swept, if you were hiding behind that wall, it would show an outline of you, unless you had the right perk to counter that. It's one of the many perks of actually going to the future. That's one of the things that actually makes this really cool. And that brings us to the last detail that we're going to cover, and that is the fact that the game is supposed to launch with 16 multiplayer maps on day one, some of which are supposed to be hijacked, express, and if you've seen some of the stuff, the video footage that they've shown a little bit of, Raid is one of those maps. Yes, these maps are great maps, but if you want my honest opinion, after playing Call of Duty every single year consecutive since 2010, I am personally exhausted with the same exact maps coming back every single year after year after year. No change up, no nothing. It's like they totally forgot the fact that, you know, there's other maps inside of these Black Ops games besides the same 6 maps that they keep bringing back every single year. I mean, could someone send a memo or something to Treyarch and tell them, you know, there were other great maps inside of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I mean, they could have gone with Yemen, they could have gone with Turbine, they could have gone with Downhill, Hydro, Mirage, or even Cove. Those would have been, you know, great maps. Another one they could have brought back was from Black Ops 3. There was Splash, which was the theme park, the water park. But my friends, that is what we know so far. So with that being said, are you guys excited for Black Ops 7? I'll be honest, I'm kind of interested. I'm kind of excited. I'm really hoping that the game is good. I mean, looking at the graphics, that's the first thing that I noticed, is that the graphics look stellar. I don't know what it is. It looks like it's a definitely improved version. I think that they probably are going to be leaving the PS4 and the Xbox One, you know, their cheese out in the wind. I know they're making them for those consoles, but I think that the versions that are going to be on there is going to be very similar to if you ever saw what Mortal Kombat 1 looked like on the Nintendo Switch. It's not pretty. I do want to add, though, that I think one of the most impressive things that I've seen so far about Black Ops 7, in my opinion, and it's a little thing, but it's a big thing to me, it's the lighting. It's the lighting and the graphics. Everything about that looks so good that I don't even have words to describe what I think about it. It looks amazing. It's probably, thus far, you know, the best looking Call of Duty, you know, that we've seen so far, which honestly it should be. It's the latest entry, but that doesn't mean anything. If you go and you look back at some of the other Call of Duties, you know, one Call of Duty comes out and it looks exactly like the last one. It looks like a little bland. There's nothing new. There's nothing fresh. It's not like a new coat of paint on it or anything like that. And this one really, you know, visually looks like it's a fresh game. But my hopes for Black Ops 7, I know some people are going to want to, you know, shoot me over this, but I really hope that there's a real leaning towards advanced movement in the game. I think it's time for Call of Duty to go back. I think we need advanced movement in Call of Duty again, at least for one game or a couple games. Let's do something different for a year or two. It would be nice just to have a change, but that's my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Drop it in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. But boys, that's all I've got for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on so you can be notified every single time I upload a video. And this is your boy, Stevious, signing out, and I'll see you on the next one.